Nanda, which makes one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons. Both in the day and at night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For a fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons, and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing of Govinda Dasa to engage himself in the 9 processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of Lord Hari and chanting those glories, constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as a servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend and completely offering the Lord's one's very self. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Very well, Prabhuji. So beautiful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for such a wonderful kirtan. We feel blessed.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so with that, we will begin our class. Do join our class whenever you're free, Prabhuji. Would be happy to listen to more bhajan of yours. Very
Thank
nice.
you, Mataji. My pleasure. Thank you so much. My pleasure. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Very good. So, Hare Krishna, everyone. We'll begin our class. Anyone would like to sing Mangalacharan today? Hare Krishna. No one? Okay. Then yes, Sharmila Mataji, you would like to say?
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji, go ahead. Thank you, Mataji.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhuvya evacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha nama om vishnu padaya krishna preshtaya bhutale Srimate bhakti vedanta swamin iti namine namaste saraswate deve gauravani pracharine nirvishesha shunyavadi paschatya deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Mataji. Thank you.
Hari Bol, so nice, Mataji. Thank you so much. Dhanvat pranams. All right, very nice. So, with this, we will begin our class for today. So, what is the name of the? We are in which chapter right now?
Chapter 4, Mataji.
Chapter 4, right? What is the name of chapter 4?
In every town and village.
Very well. So nice. In every town and village, right? So we started that chapter in our last class. So, anything anyone remembers? Like, what did we cover in the last class?
Mataji, Prabhupada reached Boston and he received the title Prabhupada from Swamiji. He was saying to Prabhupada. And devotees were asking, like, what is the meaning? Then he was saying, at most reverend and the great saint amongst the saints.
Yeah.
And another meaning was one who's always found at the lotus feet.
Haribol. So beautiful.
And Prabhupada met this British girl, Annapurna, British girl, and his father somewhat given sending letter, and he agreed to give space, but Annapurna told he will not give any space in the London. So he confirmed with Shyam Sundara and Mugunta to go plan to go to London and make Krishna conscious there and spread the Krishna conscious there. Like that in Europe also, he has planned to make Krishna conscious everywhere. And one of his disciples agreed to go 3 or 4 weeks tours to Europe, Germany, and some other countries that it was planned. And first he went to Chicago for visiting the storefront, little bit storefront. And from there he planned summer to Montreal. At Montreal, they had a meeting with Mukunda and Shyam Sundara.
Okay.
And
Did she tell Prabhuji?
Prabhuji telling that planning to go to London and finding some places to make the storefront or ISKCON storefront there, spreading ISKCON, Krishna conscious there.
Very nice. Okay, so I'll ask you all a couple of questions. I would want you all to answer, okay, from last class. So, Srila Prabhupada landed in San Francisco, right? So, from San Francisco, where did Srila Prabhupada go?
Los Angeles.
Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay. Why did he go to Los Angeles?
Visiting the storefront.
Yeah, a few disciples had opened a storefront temple and Prabhupada went to stay there. So, how long did Srila Prabhupada stay there?
2 months.
2 months. Haribol. Okay. And okay. And then after that, where did he go?
Boston.
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 Boston. Boston, right? Okay. And at Boston, what happened? What was the significant event that happened?
Receiving the Prabhupada title.
Yeah, he received the title Prabhupada. So, how did that conversation happen? How did he get that name? What was the conversation?
His secretary.
Prabhupada disagreed the Prabhuji title.
Not Prabhuji ji, it is Swamiji. So,
Swamiji.
yeah. So, what was exactly happening is, I think Sharmila Mataji was saying it rightly. Yes, Mataji.
His secretary addressed him as Swamiji. So Prabhupada says it is a third class address. Then so he said that there are other ways to say like Gurudeva, Vishnupada or Prabhupada. Then he said maybe can we call you Prabhupada? So he agrees. Yeah.
Very cool. So beautiful. Yeah. And the devotees were kind of so used to Swamiji, right? So did they all accept Prabhupada initially? Did they accept that title?
No.
No. Okay. So in fact, there was one of the devotee who even asked Prabhupada, right? Can we use it because you said it is a third class and we shouldn't say it? Then what did Srila Prabhupada say? He said, yes, that is all right, right? And but eventually that name Swamiji disappeared, and even in the Back to Godhead magazine, the devotees printed an explanation as to why they should call him as Prabhupada, and that's how the name came in. And why Prabhupada, all that I think Lakshmi Mataji and Muthumanikam Prabhuji had beautifully summarized this 2 beautiful paragraphs on that.
And also the young people, devotees of the US, Prabhupada addressed them as flower of your country, like their country.
Yes,
And he was saying, now initially they were like lost here and there because they were frustrated and seeking for something higher taste, like spiritual. So, and when Prabhupada gave them, initially, though they were like that, he was very sure that they are ripe enough for propagating the message now. And Indians were much of sense gratifications, but in the same time, disciples, though they were neophytes, initially dirty and morose, now he was very confident about them. And he was calling them flower of your country and asking them to propagate and save the young people and citizens of US.
Haribol, so nice. Thank you, Lakshmi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, that's where we concluded last time as well, Flower of Your Country. Very beautifully said, Mataji. And there was a reporter who asked Prabhupada, right, if his disciples were hippies. And what did Srila Prabhupada reply to that?
He said, we are not hippies, we are happy.
Yeah, so beautiful, no? We're not hippies, we are happies. That's how he replied. So that's what happened. Okay, and the other thing I wanted to check is, like Muthumanikam Prabhuji said, that girl Annapurna received a letter from her father from England that, he can, they can open a storefront, but he will not be able to provide them accommodation and all of that. Then Prabhupada had that conversation with that person, Pratyumna, who was traveling and all of that. And finally, he was...
He was telling about one atheistic Swamiji, and Prabhupada said, we have no business with that. Then Pratyumna was saying, no, he was like trying to convey about how he was doing it during the 6-week tour, and that helped him collecting the funds and all.
Yes.
And Prabhupada also mentioned about his guru's Royal Asiatic Society in London and everything like that.
Very nice. Haribol. And finally, what did Srila Prabhupada decide? He decided to send some of his devotees to London, right? Who were they?
Married couples, Mukunda and Janaki, Shyam Sundar Malti and their baby
Yamuna
Saraswati,
Devi and
Gurudasa and Yamuna. These three married couples, he sent.
So beautiful. Yeah, these three married couples he sent, because they were the one who actually helped him to begin the temple in San Francisco as well. And they were in close association with Srila Prabhupada. So Prabhupada had, in fact, the Ratha Yatra and everything in San Francisco, the Kirtana Prasam, everything these devotees took care in San Francisco, Haight Ashbury. So that is why when they said Prabhupada was readily happy to send them, but he asked them to stay with him for 2 weeks. Why did he ask them to stay with him in Montreal for a couple of weeks? What was the reason?
So that he can train
them much better in how to preach.
Not just preaching, to perform the Kirtana. Then expertly, right? Because they should be able to sing the Maha Mantra properly. Only then, only if they become proficient in their singing, then the people in London will appreciate Krishna consciousness, was the thought. Because already, I think he also mentioned Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati had sent some of his disciples to London and nothing happened and all of that, right? They call them, what was the name? They called, anyone remembers? They complained something. It wasn't possible to teach Krishna consciousness to these people. What was the name? He said mlechas, right? Mlechas. Yeah. So they complained saying that. So all this happened. Srila Prabhupada trained and he was getting them ready to send them there to London. And then, like you said, Mataji, the flower of the country, that was a beautiful one. So that is where we concluded last class. So we will continue from there. So before we begin our class, just a quick thing. Tomorrow is Mokshada Ekadasi. So please, try to fast if you can, because anyone knows what is special about Ekadashi tomorrow? Tomorrow's Ekadashi?
Tomorrow is
event of Bhagavad Gita also.
Haribol.
Gita Jayanti.
Yes. Thank you, Ekamarabaji. Thank you, Mataji.
Kurukshetra war began.
Yes, very right. Yeah. It was the advent of Bhagavad Gita when Kurukshetra war began. So Gita Jayanti is happened today. How many of you joined the Gita Jayanti today? It was conducted by ISKCON Mangalore and it was happening virtually. They recited the 700 verses of Gita. Was anyone able to join?
No, Mother, could not.
Okay. How about others? Anyone joined?
We had a
Mataji, I'm planning to read it tomorrow.
Okay, Mataji. So I joined, they recited so beautifully the 700 verses. In fact, I think if I recollect correctly, within 2.5 hours they chanted so beautifully. So tomorrow also, being Ekadashi, I would request you all to please fast and how much ever you can and chant
Sure.
700 verses. It will be a big thing, at least
We'll
once
chant,
in
we'll chant more number of times.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Ekambar Prabhuji. Hari Bol, everyone. Just
And
wanted
we'll
to
attend the recitation of all 700 slokas of Bhagavad Gita from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yes, Hari Bol. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So, Manoj Prabhuji, I see your hand raised. You wanted to say something, Prabhuji?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Mataji, I want to ask one question like what is the difference between mind and brain?
Mind and brain.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, that's a big subject, Prabhuji. We will take it later because this class, it is primarily to focus on book reading, Prabhuji.
Mataji, should I tell very shortly?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Mind means heart, whatever you are thinking by heart, after seeing your senses. And brain means it is only related with intelligence.
No,
Is it?
Prabhuji is not mind.
It is
Mind
up
is
to
not
my
the
knowledge.
heart.
My intelligence means brain, it is related with the brain. Mind means after seeing your senses, in whatever you are thinking comes, that is that is called in mind. Okay, Prabhuji.
Thank you so much, Mutmanikam Prabhuji. Manoj Prabhuji, we'll take this offline because we have limited time, just few more minutes left. So we'll start our book reading. We'll take this offline, Prabhuji.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. So whoever would like to read, please raise your hands. We will begin our class. So I'll share my screen. Is my screen visible to everyone?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, so we concluded with this here. So we'll have to start from here. So I see Lakshmi Mataji, your hand is raised first. Yes, go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna devotees. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada loved his disciples and they loved him out of love. He was giving them the greatest treasure and out of love they were following his instructions. This was the essence of spiritual life. On the basis of this love, the Krishna consciousness movement would grow. Not surprisingly, some disciples had fallen away to their former materialistic ways of living. But Prabhupada sought those sincere souls who would stay. That was the most important thing he said. One moon is more valuable than many stars. So even a few sincere workers would accomplish wonderful things. The sincere and intelligent would stay, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would empower them to carry out his desires for distributing love of Krishna. In this way, the devotees' lives would become perfect. Many disciples, in fact, already felt this happening. Krishna consciousness worked because they sincerely practiced it and because Srila Prabhupada carefully and patiently tended the growing plants of transcendental loving service he had planted in their hearts. New York City, April 9, 1969. Prabhupada traveled to New York City, the birthplace of his Krishna Consciousness Society, where his movement had been growing for nearly 3 years. Although the center was established and his books were being distributed, he still had to visit to strengthen the devotees. His presence gave them determination and courage. For 7 months, they had carried on without his personal touch, but his visits, when he would sit in his room and reciprocate warmly with them, were vital. Nothing could equal these intimate meetings. Many devotees, new and old, crowded into Prabhupada's apartment at 26 2nd Avenue. There was one reporter, Prabhupada said. He was putting questions to me, and then he wrote an article. The Swami is a small man, but he is delivering a great message. That is true. I am small, but the message that is not small. Brahmananda showed Prabhupada a globe with markers representing ISKCON centers. Now there is one in North Carolina, Brahmananda said. Then it becomes 15. Prabhupada asked. He was smiling and looking directly from one devotee to another. I want each of you to go and start a center. What is the difficulty? Take one Mridanga, then another person will come and join you. He will take kartals. When I came here, Brahmananda and Achyutananda were dancing, and after chanting, hundreds of men will come to your storefront and enjoy chanting and dancing. Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna Mataji, so beautiful. Thank you so much, Mataji. Ganeshan
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Would you like to read, Prabhuji?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, Prabhuji. Yeah, go ahead, Prabhuji.
New York City, April 9, 1969. Prabhupada traveled to New York, the birthplace of his Krishna Consciousness Society, where his movement had been growing for nearly 3 years. Although the center was established and his books were being distributed, he still had to visit to strengthen the devotees. His presence gave them determination and courage. For 7 months, they had carried on without his personal touch, but his visits were when he would sit in his room and reciprocate warmly with them. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, you're reading which page, Prabhuji?
150.
We are in 151, Prabhuji.
Okay.
So Mataji stopped with the first paragraph, right? Chanting and dancing. So the
Okay.
girls also, from there you have to start. You can see my screen, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Can you see, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
You can start from here.
Looking directly from the one devotee to another, I want each of you to go and start a center. What is the difficulty? Take one mridanga, then another will come and join you. He will take kartaras when chanting. Hundreds of men will come to your storefront, enjoy chanting and dancing. The girls also, Rukmini asked. There is no harm, Prabhupada said. Krishna does not make distinction. Female dress or male dress. I mean to say the female body is weaker, but spiritually the body does not matter. In the absence of Lord Nityananda, his wife Janani Devi, and preaching. First, you must understand the philosophy. You must be prepared to answer questions. Krishna will give you intelligence, just like I was not prepared to answer all these questions, but Krishna gives intelligence. After 8 days in the New York City home, Prabhupada went to Buffalo. At State University of New York at Buffalo, Rupanuga was teaching on accredited course in Krishna Yoga with some 60 students enrolled, regularly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on beads. Prabhupada stayed for a few days, lecturing and initiating disciples. Then he went to Boston for more initiations and several marriages. Shall I read, Mataji?
Prabhuji, you can complete this page, Prabhuji.
Okay, Mataji. New Vrindavan, May 21st, 1969. Accompanied by Kirtanananda Swami and Hayagriva, Prabhudeva traveled to the New Vrindavan farm project in the hills of West Virginia. When their car got stuck in a neighbor's garden near the entrance to muddy access road, and that led to the farm. The road soon ended. However, Prabhupada and his two guides picked a footpath entering the dense forest. The mid-May trees were still coming to foliage, and the sunlight broke through the branches to a carpet of brilliant purple flowers. Prabhupada walked quickly ahead of Kirtananda Swami and Hayagriva, who hurried to keep up. A winding creek repeatedly crossed the path, and Prabhupada would cross by stepping from stone to stone. The road, he said, would not be difficult to travel by Oscar. The forest was like a jungle, just as he had expected and wanted.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Ganeshan Prabhuji, you can read now, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Am I clearly audible, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Go ahead, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. For the past year, Prabhupada had corresponded with Kirtanananda Swami and Hayagriva concerning New Vrindavan. And this correspondence had established the direction for Krishna conscious country living. Prabhupada had said he wanted the community based on Vedic ideals, everyone living simply, keeping cows and working the land. The devotees would have to develop these ideas gradually. It would take some time, but even in the beginning, the keynote should be simple living and high thinking, because the community would remain completely aloof from the city. It would at first appear inconvenient and austere, but the life would be peaceful, free from the anxieties of the artificial urban society based on handwork for sense gratification. And most important, the members of such a community would be serving Krishna and chanting his name. Prabhupada spoke little, making his way along the path as if at his own home. They stopped beside the creek, and Prabhupada sat down on a blanket. Kirtanananda Swami and Hayagriva spread for him on the grass. We are stopping for Kirtanananda, Prabhupada said. He is tired. Prabhupada and his party drank water from the creek, rested briefly, and then continued. As they rounded a curve in the road, Prabhupada could see a clearing on the ridge ahead. A small frame house and a barn stood at the lower end of the ridge. These two ancient structures, Hayagriva explained, were the only buildings on New Vrindavan's 120 acres. As no vehicles traveled here, the paths were overrun with high grass. A willow spread its branches close by the old house. The settlement was the picture of undisturbed primitive life. Prabhupada liked the simple life at New Vrindavan, and whatever simple thing the devotees offered him, he accepted with satisfaction. They served him freshly ground wheat cereal cooked in milk, and he said it was wonderful. When he saw the kitchen's dirt floor covered with cow dung, he approved, saying it was just like in an Indian village. Prabhupada also liked this room in the attic directly above the temple room. he brought out the small Radha Krishna deities he had been traveling with for the last month and a half and had his servant Devananda improvise an altar on a small table to one side of the room. Arranging his two trunks as a desk and placing a picture of his spiritual master on one of the trunks, Prabhupada immediately resumed his usual schedule. Hare Krishna, thank you so much.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Sharmila Mataji can continue, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He would take his late morning massage sitting outside and then bathe with warm water in an improvised outdoor shower stall. Kirtanananda Swami prepared Prabhupada's usual lunch of dal, rice and chapatis plus some local porkweed. The previous summer, Kirtanananda Swami and Hayagriva had picked and canned blackberries, which they now served Prabhupada as blackberry chutney. The chapatis were from freshly milled whole wheat, and everything was cooked over a wood fire. The best fuel for cooking, Prabhupada said, was cow dung. Wood was second, gas third, and electricity last. Prabhupada spent much of the day out of doors under a persimmon tree about 100 feet from the house. There he would sit and read at a low table one of the men had built. Often he would look up from his reading and gaze across the deep valley to the distant ridge where the forest met the sky. In the late afternoon, devotees would gather under the persimmon tree with Prabhupada, sitting and talking with him until after sunset. They saw Prabhupada's living with them as a practical demonstration of New Vrindavan's importance. If he, the greatest devotee, could be satisfied living simply and chanting Hare Krishna in this backward setting, then they should follow his example. Comparing New Vrindavan to Vrindavana in India, Prabhupada said that New Vrindavan was in some ways better since Vrindavana, India, was now congested with worldly men. 500 years ago, the Goswami followers of Lord Chaitanya had excavated the sites of Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavana, and only pure devotees had lived there. But in recent years, Vrindavana had become a place for materialists and impersonalists. New Vrindavan, however, should admit only the spiritually inclined. In Vedic society, Prabhupada said, everyone had been satisfied to live like this in a small village beside a river. Factories were unnecessary. Prabhupada wanted this Vedic way of life for the entire world, and New Vrindavan could serve as a model for the benefit of the masses. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Very nice, Mataji. Muttamarikam Prabhuji, I see your hand raised. You can continue, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji. New Vrindavan had no phone, and a mail had to be fetched by a 2-mile walk. In this, Prabhupada said New Vrindavan was like Vrindavana, India. Both Vrindavana lacked in modern amenities. This difficulty, however, coupled well with the Vaishnava philosophy that modern amenities were not worth the trouble required to get them. A devotee accepting whatever nature provides, spending this time and energy in spiritual life. New Vrindavana, when Vrindavana's only cow was black and white grass breed named Kalia, and Prabhupada would drink a little of her milk morning, noon, and night. I haven't tasted milk like this in 65 years, he said. One day he predicted so full that the dripping milk would muddy the patches. Although people in the West were blind to their
Line. One day he
one day he predicted New Vrindavan would have many cows and their udders would be so full that the dripping milk would muddy the patches. Although people in the West were blind to their great sin of cow slaughter and its grievous karmic reactions, he said New Vrindavan would demonstrate to the world the social, moral, and economic advantages of protecting the cow and utilizing her milk rather than killing her and eating her flesh. Prabhupada wanted that new Vrindavan devotee to build a cottages. He wanted many buildings even if at first they were primitive, and he gave a plan for their simple structure of baked mud. He also wanted a Krishna conscious school and the country, he said, would be the best place for it. The city is made by a man and the country is made by a god. Prabhupada said, paraphrasing the British poet Cowper, the young students should learn reading, writing, and arithmetic, and at the same time they should become pure devotees. In their play, they could imitate the pastimes of Krishna and his cowherd byfriends, with one child massaging Krishna, another wrestling with Krishna, just as in the spiritual world. The woman in New Vrindavan, Prabhupada said, should care for the children, clean the temple, cook for the deities, and churn butter. He had many plans for New Vrindavan and he was giving only the idea seeds with few details. You develop it to your heart's content, he told Kirtananda Swami. An ideal Vedic community with the members producing all their own food and necessities was that. Hare Krishna.
Was what Prabhupada wanted. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. So we will conclude with this today. We will continue tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining. Please join tomorrow as well, same time, 9:50. Join by 9:10 so that we can start our Mahamantra at least by 9:15 so that we get more time to read. So that's the request to everyone. We will continue tomorrow being Ekadashi. Please make sure you chant as much as you can, as many rounds as you can. Try to participate in that Bhagavad Gita reading, all the 700 verses, and also please fast because this being Mokshada Ekadashi, it's a very special Ekadashi. So if you fast, it will be really good. So with this, we will continue tomorrow, and then tomorrow, all of you, let me know how it went for you all. So thank you, everyone. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की जय. जय श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. हरे कृष्ण.
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hari Bol.